Should be live. All right, what's going on, everybody? Big Matt and Diamondina's in the house. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. We had a little bit of issues and stuff going on, but that is not going to stop us from going live right now. We're here for all you guys across the nation. Dean, we're nationwide. I've talked to a guy from Birmingham the other day that had tuned in on the show. So we appreciate everybody for dropping by tonight. Guys, we got so much to talk about, it ain't even funny. First off, we'd like to thank everybody for stopping by and hanging out with us. And
we got back, huh?
Yeah, we got show number 150.
150?
150. I can't believe it.
Benchmark there.
It is. 150 shows.
All right, we're done. No. We're going to try to do, I'd like to get to, maybe we can get to 1,150 one day.
That'd be one day.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Day is August the 14th. Who's got who for what kind of conference can try to revive college football to take away the championship from Alabama?
Right.
Notre Dame has tried it, and Georgia has tried it, and they did succeed one time. Clemson did, and they did succeed also. So, you know, in the past 3 years, it's just been LSU, Bama, and Georgia. They've kind of run the whole deal.
3 years. Who was the last team to win it besides them? Clemson?
So, yeah. So, let's, you know, who else out there can kind of try to take away the title from the SEC conference as in whole? More college news and hot takes we got. Sam Hartman is out at Wake Forest. He's going to be out probably for the rest of the year. It's not good for them. Bama and JoJo Earle's out till, they're saying, October.
That kills Wake.
JoJo, it's going to be out till October for sure. Kentucky's got the Blues. Stoops and Coach Cal. Dean's going to get more into that. He actually has family that lives up there.
We
so
got some field reporters up there, don't we?
Yeah, he's actually got people up there. So we're going to find out. Week 0 SEC preview games. We're going to go through some games and talk about that. We got battles on the campus for quarterback still. There's still some battles going on this week for guys jockeying for that position, try to get us starting spots. And, of course, you know I'm going to talk about some recruiting because I like recruiting. And there's been some big recruits come in. Florida's picked up some. Tennessee's picked up a guy. Mississippi State picked up a big quarterback.
Wow.
So I'm going to talk about that too.
And named another Dak Prescott, huh?
No, he's a small guy, but he's like
good. I mean,
his last year, I think he threw for 2,000 and rushed for 1,000.
Wow.
So we got all that kind of news. We got a lot to talk about tonight. So Dean's gonna sleep. We're gonna have to wake him up.
I'm tired. This ain't boring. We ain't been on long enough.
Run through our sponsors, and we appreciate them. So hang on, and we'll be right back. We're back. We're glad to be back live. And again, thank you to all the sponsors. We appreciate everybody that's been a contributing part to the Matt and Todd Show. And as you can see right over my right shoulder back here on the shelf, we got Buffalo Wild Wings and we got a bunch of Taco Bell cards. Players of the Week.
Yeah, coming up Friday.
It'll be coming up.
Next Sunday.
So next show, guys, we're going to start out with our Players of the Week. Big Diamond Player of the Week. Guys, your cards are here, and they're waiting on y'all to take them. $20 for each card, and we'll get you guys a shirt, too, like we always do. We love doing that.
I like giving Players of the Week.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. A lot of fun. All right, first off, I guess we can talk about what we did the other day. Now, me and Benton has been on and did a pregame over here at Bobby Joe Johnson Field, and got to get in there and chat with Dwayne and Chad. That's always good to talk to them. I enjoy seeing them. and seeing their boys grow up and playing sports and doing stuff around the county. Just been a real honor and a pleasure. And good luck, first off, to all the seniors in the county. It's going to be a good season.
Yeah.
This is our kind of like our
It's our third
season, kind of hit the ground and doing our players of the week and stuff. And guys, we always want to let you know that we're always here and we always live on Sunday nights at 6, and we appreciate everybody for always sticking with us and doing our local stuff. And of course, the other half, we're going to do a lot of college stuff too, and we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Right.
So without further ado, Benton had come in and we did a little pregame. I think everybody saw that. Kind of broke down what was going on. Quarterback changing a little bit, had some new guys up front down at Trine. Of course, they lost their big
They
kid,
lost to 2,600 yards.
Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
Wow.
They also had another one go to North Alabama.
I watched him, the running back on Huddle stuff.
Oh,
He's
man,
really good.
Awesome. Rob Brown.
Yeah.
No.
And the game turned out to be 28 to 6. When I was, it was kind of finishing. They let the varsity come back and play after half, so that way you could let some of the other
Varsity played
younger-
after half.
play. You could let some other guys maybe play a little bit more. Then you could let your younger guys play a whole fourth quarter. So
Oh.
I think I liked how they did that. It kind of let like coaches kind of have a game plan to adjust. Okay, what happened? Now let's adjust and then go back. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know. I liked it.
Now, Center handled them a lot better.
Yep. The boys had 5 takeaways. Jeb, I know he went up with a pick, and I think Malachi got one, and Jack, and then they had a
fumble
few,
recovery.
yeah, had a few turnovers. Center just come out right out of the gate, guys, and they just swung, and they connected. Cornejo just busted a big one right beside line. He's coming right at me, and I'm getting pictures, and then Tay Diamond takes off and shows out.
Yeah. I saw where Cornell had 85 yards. They had 160 yards, and pretty much didn't really run a whole lot of plays, did they?
Yeah.
You sent me those stats.
They check them out. They
Okay.
now defensively, there's some, like we talked about. Me and Benton went on after the game. I come back home and started cutting up pictures, and he said, "Hey man, I'm on by myself. You want to jump on here on with me on StreamYard?" So I was like, "Yeah, okay." So I come on with him, and we talked about the game and went back through it again a little bit. So
Well, Center only had the ball 12 minutes, ran 36 plays for 160 yards, rushed for 137. That's pretty good. That's 4.5 yards a play for Center. Only 4 for 8 passing, but didn't throw much. Try and put it up in there 20 times. Wow. And of course, what you already told us, Hopper 34 yards, Corneo 85, Diamond 28, Amos had a 13-yard catch, Horton. They're going to be their main receivers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hayden Wheeler had a pick, Jeff Crane. And
Hayden wasn't Jack. Yep, I knew it was one of our old kids.
so, yeah, looks like good numbers for Center. They didn't give up a lot. I mean,
Now defensively, Trine marches the ball down the field after Center had scored, I think, twice, and Trine's going to get it, and they're going to try to put it in there before half or so, and they just get the ball and just go right on down the field. And I thought, well, Trine's a good football. They're a big school, and they take pride in they take pride in what they do as a football team, right? I know they do.
They do.
Well, they're just marching down the field, Dean, and they get down there about it may have been inside the 5. And one of the boys poked the ball out. Center got the ball back. Yeah. I don't know if it was Meatball or Tay. One of them come out of the huddle.
And who is this
Paul,
Meatball?
He's his brother.
Tay's brother? Okay.
Jaquan. Yeah. So, wow. It's like when Trine felt like there was a little bit of a line in.
Yeah.
Boom.
I guess they were pretty much swarming on. Who did Corneo? Did Diamond plays both ways, right?
Yeah, Jacob does. He plays linebacker with Tristan Brown. Tristan plays linebacker with Jacob.
Okay.
And then Meatball and Trey.
Harper's a linebacker, right? Or is he a D lineman? He starts on the defense. Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't exactly know what position he is.
Yeah.
Jack Malachi are the corner.
Yes.
Alex Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know if he plays one side or the other. Jeb played safety, play cover.
Okay.
So, man, after what happened last year, and I said this on the show over on the Georgia show, Scoreboard, I think Center was still a little PO'd.
Yeah, you know,
From
which
last year.
does not take nothing away from Trine's team last year. They were great, but Center went over there, and it was just. I mean, I go to school, and they're like, "Good gosh, man!" They just absolutely mauled
Yeah.
Center, and I was like, "Center's not bad."
Right. No. And they played
Of
Bagger.
course, they had Ramsey and
They played Bagger closer than nearly anybody last year.
Gresham, you know, and I was like, "No, that's not a bad football team. Y'all are going to be good." Of course, Trine only lost to Bowden, who's a very good football team, and they lost by 1 point in the second round.
So that was it was a fun game to be at. The atmosphere was great. Kids are up there hollering, "Big Matt, take a picture." You know,
really?
Yeah, it was fun. I've got some shots of the band playing. Had a good time.
So you think Center, the game actually meant a lot to them,
Yep.
even though it didn't,
Yep.
just to get a little bit of
Yes.
pride back.
Yeah,
right?
it felt like it did. Coach Kelly, set the tone over there, and we had him on the interview last week. You can go back on our YouTube page there and watch that interview with Coach Kelly, and he said rent was due.
Right.
Well, rent was due last night, and the boys paid rent, and they did big time. So I'm glad for them. They're going to travel to Model Friday night. Now, Dean was at the Jamboree at Spring Garden, had Ramburn and Hanley and Etowah, Ohatchee. Gosh, tell us about what happened.
Well, I get there and found out that Spring Garden and Ohatchee had tied 0-0.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When I get there, and no disrespect to Ramburn, but Etowah was handling them pretty well.
Yeah, well, you'd think so.
And come back out, get to watch Hanley and Etowah. And let's see. Hanley drove down and had a 4th and 20 from the 50-yard line and threw a 50-yard touchdown pass.
Wow.
Yeah. He just threw it as far as he could, and the guy got behind it. The quarterback's very good. The running back, Haynes, is very good. Jerry Haynes, I think is his name.
Okay.
Etowah, the only thing Etowah did, which a friend of mine was told that Etowah won, and I don't know where in the world they got that. But Etowah tied it up. There was an interception of a screen pass by Etowah, and they ran it down to about the 25, and their quarterback threw a 25-yard touchdown pass. Hanley came back and scored on 3 plays. They ripped one off for about the 25, then another one for 10, and then the running back broke one. And at the end of the game, and that made it 14-7, and at the end of the game, they were going in again, but there was a little bit of altercation there, a late hit, and there was some
Jawing, which
and
guy,
they just stopped the game with 6 seconds left.
which guys are going to do. I mean, you would hope there's a little bit of fire left.
But
And any of the kids that are, playing the game of football now.
But Etowah was feisty, but they just wasn't as talented as Hanley. I don't see Hanley getting beat a whole lot.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah. And that's not no knock against Coach Glover. Good gracious.
No.
And he's starting a thing down there. Mm-hmm. And I've met him. And let me tell you, Coach Glover is a no-nonsense. He ain't putting up with no bunch of mess. And he's just, he's kind of doing his thing down there. So.
Well, Hanley was huge. I think they had 150 yards in the half to Etowah's 40.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they played Spring Garden, and, they're going to have a hard time standing up against Hanley.
Well, Hanley's good, man. I mean, when have they?
Spring Garden did hang in there.
When has Hanley not been good?
No. So Hanley was definitely the star of the Jamboree. But, Spring Garden got to see Ohatchee and Hanley. And I'd say that would prepare them for what they're getting this week, against Sandrock.
Yes. And the game is going to be over there Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday at Spring Garden. Coach Howard Field, Coach Heath and the guys will run across down 411 there to visit the Panthers Thursday night, and we will be there.
Yeah.
Autographs still free?
I think we need to charge a couple bucks. We got gas is $16 a gallon, guys.
I can do a quarter a signature.
Maybe we can just, guys, come on. We got to charge something on these signatures we can use those for gas.
Well, now, since my last name is a little longer, I may need to do 35 cents.
McKinney.
Yes.
Maybe we can start selling those autographed pictures.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll do like a glamour shot. It's like this with their feet up. Like this with.
No, none hugged up though.
No.
Just kind of leaning.
You got to keep it professional. So the Jamboree went well. Now Spring Garden played.
They played
Hanley last.
Yeah.
And
and that was tough. I mean,
what are you supposed to say? Well, they're not going to beat them. Well, what are you talking about, Dan? My God, Spring Garden to beat Hanley. There ain't nobody around here beating Hanley.
No. I mean,
They've
Center
got
has
another
had a
good
good team,
and they played right there with them.
and they didn't. Well, the one year when they played on the Thursday, I mean, Hanley. Of course, they had what was the running back's name that was so good.
Yeah, went to Alabama or
I don't know where he went. He was great though. Had 2,600 yards that one year.
yeah.
I'll tell them about Thursday. We went and watched Gillsville.
Yes.
Not West End. They
Douglas.
played Douglas.
Yeah, I talked about that some on the show with Benton the other day. I like the different looking offense. Knapp looks like he's trying to roll the pocket and move his quarterback and hit some guys.
Look good.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit the guy on the run. He's got Briley in the backfield going to kind of block a little bit on those rollout passes. I like it. Now, defensively, they looked a little different on defense. They do have some different guys and losing some.
They lost Reynolds.
Yeah, that hurt them bad.
Yes,
and even Gordon did, and he just had played over there, that year.
Gordon and Reynolds.
Yeah, so they're just
that hurt.
Speed, tackling ability. It did.
Oh gosh, they lost 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
But they lost their best defensive players. You
Yeah.
know, of last year. I mean, Wright Michael, 75, 85 tackles a year. But I was most impressed for Gillsville when they come up short in the game. I think it was 21-6, 21-7.
And they fumbled going in
21-7, yeah.
on the score. Could have scored and fumbled going in.
Yes.
And dropped a one on the other end of the field going towards the concession stand. So, and it could have been, closer. But Douglas is a 5A school. They probably would be competitive in 2A, I think.
I would think, yeah.
They could play 2A football.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're not. I think they're more like a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
They have huge numbers of students, but not huge numbers of football players.
Yeah.
Compared to their student population.
Yes. Yeah. And that is what it is. So.
Right.
And good luck to everybody, and all the seniors, guys. Man, this is probably really my last class because this senior class from the county, a lot of those kids are kids that I've coached or been involved with coaching in the county for baseball and pee wee football.
The last bunch.
I think this is it. I don't.
There's always one we know though.
Yeah.
I know Jeb.
Yeah. There's just.
Glad to see him playing. I did not know he was playing.
Yeah.
I assumed he was, but I didn't know.
He'll probably be a QB next year. He was going to be in the running for quarterback next year.
Right. Is he a junior?
Yeah. He'll be definitely in the running for the – so we had a good time over at Center, had a good crowd, a lot of people there, and a big crowd over at Spring Garden. A lot of people there. Steak sandwiches are fantastic.
Yeah,
the taco fries.
I got the steak sandwich.
Bro, we'll get you Thursday night.
All right. Yeah, but the steak sandwich was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
So we'll be at Spring Garden Thursday night as they take on Sandrocks. They're going to travel over. And last year I was at that game, and it was a hoot.
It was 29-28.
I mean, it went down to it's definitely – now they both lost some players, but I don't care. And Sandrocks 2A and Spring Garden's 1A. None of that matters.
Yeah, right.
There ain't nobody else playing in the county Thursday night, so
it's become a good little matchup.
You're not doing nothing. Right over out Jason Howard Field, grab your steak sandwich and just prop up on the fence and holler at us if you see us over there, wave at us, and we'll sign babies' heads and we'll do whatever. Now, moving to the schedule, local stuff around here before we move to college stuff. Gillsville will host West End Friday. Piedmont will host Fife Red Devils Friday. It's going to be a jamboree.
That's like what we used to go watch.
But I don't think probably the players are probably did not get the memo that it's a jamboree. I assure you, they're going to both play. It's not half speed.
I want to say last time we went, it was tied.
Yeah, it was.
And it was like both of them. Neither one of them could stop the other one.
Yeah.
They had to work for it, but it was just a good game.
It was great. Yeah,
good solid game.
I mean, we're talking about two. They're the best coaches in the state. I was going to say North Alabama, but I put them. I mean, besides old guys, and I won't bring up no coaches, but like legendaries, you always think Danny Horn or somebody.
Right. Well, these two guys are legendary.
Absolutely. So that's why
we act like they're not because they're younger, but they really are.
They are. I mean, these two coaches and their staffs. Because we was over at the rain game at Fife the other year. Oh Lord! I mean, what a so.
It was a great first half. We got washed out in the second. I mean, everybody did.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was under then it kind of let up. But it pretty much run what would have been a fantastic
I
game.
wished it wouldn't have rained. Seen how it would have made a. But they're going to be over there at Piedmont. Cedar Bluff will host Wintersboro, which Coach Beckett had been a part of some time back.
Right. Coached there for about 5 or 6 years.
He kind of built some football up over there. And Gadsden City, guys, you Titans will host.
Carrollton.
What
Wow.
about
And I don't know if y'all knew this, but we're just talking about connections to Cherokee County. Buddy Knapp was the defensive coordinator there for a long time.
Carrollton? Yeah,
And basketball coach. But they're good now.
are they?
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
this is
they're
gonna
running
be-
up on a bus. So now that should be a good game, but
Okay.
don't be shocked if it's not.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, that's Georgia stuff. And if you want Georgia scoreboard news, because we're right here online, if you live here, and Dean's over at Chattooga, so we kind of like to keep up with the Cedar Towns and Rock Marts and Romes and those teams.
Right.
Northwest Georgia Scoreboard Show, you can find them over there at Bentonburg. He's got a page too, and they cover that stuff very in depth. So you can find out all about these teams.
Well, I'll say this: if Kansas City can play with them, everybody else better watch out.
Have a good schedule. They'll have a good year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. And Cooster Christian, Coach O'Brien, seen him the other day, got to chat with him a little while. They're going to host Geraldine also Thursday, the same night that
Wow.
Spring Garden host Sandrock. They will play Geraldine.
Loaded, right?
Yeah,
Geraldine's
that's
got
going to be a Coach Michael. He's doing a good job out there.
Yeah.
And then Center, we've talked about that. They're going to ride the bus and catch the train, catch the 407 and ride on out to Model.
Right on. Just catch.
That's
I'll
gonna
be honest
good.
with you. I don't have a clue.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go with.
We don't
Center,
pick
but
games. I just
know.
don't like picking games. I don't. That's
No,
not
not
kind
for
of.
high school teams.
Yeah, that's just not. I don't
pick
think
college
it's.
games.
It's not what we do, or I don't
Yeah.
see why you'd want. But Warriors be over at Model. I think Center. I feel like they're going to really play them a good game. They got a lot of confidence coming in. It is going to be a good trip. So we'll see how it turns out
We
for
don't
them.
pick high school games.
No.
Warriors plus 4.5.
Yeah. Warriors win that big.
But I'll be honest with you. I have no idea. Models.
Yeah, I've seen them.
They've got a decent program. They're not bad. I'm anxious to see. I'm anxious for that game.
Yes, I am too. I'm for the kids too.
Right,
We've
right.
been around this summer and watched them, and gosh, I'm excited for everybody in the county to kind of go and get to do this. And Coach Howard and the guys, they're over there just working hard. They'd be up early. I was over at practice, and they start at like 7 or 8 o'clock.
No, I know.
So I had to leave here at like 6:30 or 7:30.
Yeah, that's early to be getting started.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with
No.
it, but that shows some dedication.
And Coach Knapp, he's running them guys through that old metal thing out there. It looks like something Noah's Ark brought over, and they're down there, dog crawling under this thing. Coach Kelly, they're out there in the weight room. They're on one day it was raining, and I was standing out there with them some. It's kind of drizzling rain, and they're flipping these tires, and they got water in them. They're taking their shirts off. There's mud all over them. And over at Cedar Bluff, they're toting tires and running out there and hitting pads, and it was so hot that one day. So all the guys everywhere, they've just really worked hard, and I'm ready for the season to kick off for them.
I think that all the coaches around here, I think if they look back from August to December or whatever, I think this is pretty much like a fog for them because they're only focused on one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly's like you just take one day at a time,
Yeah.
but this is pretty much his main. Every day, this is his main. That's
Yeah.
all that's on his mind.
Yeah, and like coaches like to watch the show, us, I don't think they don't have time. They're probably
No.
watching film right now.
No, or planning their practices for
Yeah.
the week.
Yeah.
No.
Enjoy a little bit of time with your family, because once the week starts out in the morning, boom,
Oh,
boom,
you're
boom.
done.
Before you know it, it's Thursday. It's polish day, and some guys are playing Thursday, so
Oh, yeah.
polish is
You
going to
got-
be Wednesday.
You got two.
You're going to probably hit, have a shorts practice, and then polish on Wednesday.
Maybe hit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think it's going to be nice of the week, but here's a tip for the weather. This humidity is going to be dropping off through the week. It's going to be in the 60s to 9 and through the week.
Really?
Big Matt's weather report brought to you by
We're doing weather on here now. Well, we can.
but Thursday and Friday, supposedly, as of now, big chances of rain Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I've read that. I knew it was not until later in the week.
Man, I can't wait. We got so much darn stuff to talk about, Dean. I can't hardly sit still. Let's take a break, and that's kind of high school stuff, and we can't wait for everybody, and good luck to everybody through the season. We will be at Spring Garden. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. We're going to switch gears and check it on into overdrive, baby. We're gonna hit out some do some college stuff here. We got a lot to talk about. Y'all guys, please hang around. We got Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Arkansas, LSU news, Florida commits, Mississippi State. Everybody but Vanderbilt. I'm sorry, Vanderbilt.
I've got some sleeper teams, just a few.
Yeah.
And we're also going to discuss some week 1 games, just overall, not many. Though.
Yeah. I got all kind of QB stuff that's going on. Week 0, we're going to have Vanderbilt and Hawaii, and we'll talk about that.
That's
SEC.
2 Saturdays.
Yeah, preview week. Kentucky versus Miami University, not the U. Just some whatnot games. And I got a topic. Ducks on the pond. We got sophomore linebackers. Noel Sewell. We want to talk about Oregon because they're going to be matching up with the Dogs, so you Dog fans don't want to miss.
Sewell's good. He was ranked 2nd on our list.
What we got coming, and we will be right back. Okay.
38-35.
All right, guys, let's get back on here and do the thing. All right, welcome back, everybody. Big Matt and Diamond Dean is still in the house. Dean,
Hey, look what's like.
can we leave? I know they're
Is it
live right
live?
now. We
Forgot,
gotta hurry up, guys. We gotta work to
Why are
Tennessee.
they starting
I don't know what
Saturday?
is going on here.
38-35.
What is going on here? I don't know what we're gonna do.
I didn't realize that score was like that high last year.
I didn't either.
I really didn't.
All right, recruiting. Now everybody knows I like this stuff, and if you want to know what's going on at some of the schools, and I'm not just going to do Alabama because everybody knows Alabama or Georgia's. It's going to be
up.
Yeah. So let's talk about some other schools.
Yeah, let's see.
Wide receiver Shelton Sampson Jr. He is from Louisiana. He's a 5-star wide receiver. Let me tell you guys, I've watched his huddle film. Go on 24/7 Sports and check him out through Woollock, Mr. Woollock. He Woolridge does the big recruiting stuff over there.
5 stars.
This guy's the real deal.
There's not too many 5 stars out there.
Running back, 4-star running back, Dylan Edwards, going to Notre Dame. He went to high school. He plays high school at Kansas. Be a senior out there this year. 4-star linebacker, Jaden Asbury. Guys, this kid right here is some kind of crazy headhunter. Had some kind of crazy amount of tackles. The hundreds and hundreds of tackles as a career. Bama, Florida, Auburn, LSU, all the major conferences looking for him. He plays at some big university some big high school down in Louisiana.
University High, yeah.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it's some. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but I know who you're talking.
Well, on the commitment in the background, he had a big sign that said university, and the speaker guy from 24/7 said, something about
It's probably
the
University
school.
Heights High School or something like that.
Huge school. This kid is going to Notre Dame. Jaden Asbury, linebacker. Notre Dame is killing it.
They're doing. Freeman's racking up. He's
4-star
he's building something
defensive
up there.
line, Bayman Hunter. He's going to play at, let's see, 2024. He is going to play at Bama. Hunter Osborne, defensive lineman. Oh, that's that big kid, yeah.
Yes,
He's really good. Any type of, you can go in there and look at him and check out what he's got going on. I know it says 4 stars, but guys, let's just be real. I mean, stars don't. Let's just be careful with stars.
They just won't give 5 much, will they?
Well, but even if they're 3, they could still be good players and they can develop them.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 3 stars. There's probably several 3 stars that have ended up being All-Americans.
Sure.
Maybe even some 2 stars.
Here's some lookouts. Some other names if you want to look out for. Lookout names: Richard Young, running back at Bama.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
All right.
Is he from Florida? I've heard he's
yeah.
fantastic.
Like Naples or somewhere.
Yes.
All right, Raymond Kotera, wide receiver at Georgia. Look out for him. Now here's the kid from Gardendale, Kelby Collins, defensive lineman. He is going to be playing for the Gators. And a quarterback, Nico, at Tennessee. I've talked about him a lot. I'm just bringing his name back up. I think he's the best quarterback in coming out of class.
Really?
Yeah.
Coming out in the next class.
Him, Arch Manning, and then that other kid that's going to Oregon. He's really good too. A guy from Naples, Florida. I was talking about them. Isaiah Augusta, a running back. He's headed to Pig Suey, Coach Pittman. They've picked up some good recruits lately. Pinson Valley player, TJ Metcalf. He's a safety. He's going to Arkansas too. I like this guy. Keep your eyes on him for Metcalf. Go back and watch some of his high school stuff. He's like Allen Iverson or something. I mean, I don't know.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Good at basketball.
Yeah. I mean,
great at football.
I can't wait to see him play. He plays, of course, if you play at Pinson Valley.
You got to be pretty good.
Yeah. And Montgomery Catholic. This guy committed back in July, but I like to bring his name up again. Average Joe's Bunch, Bo and Reggie and Josh. Hello to all you guys. Bo actually has been down there a lot with these guys. Jeremiah Cobb. I've shared his stuff from them when they go down there to the school and visit. Mm-hmm. He's a running back. He's at Auburn.
Matt, I'm not trying to be funny here, but have you noticed the aims were easy tonight?
Well, I had to practice them about 6 hours this morning. Cold tonight. I had to look at my mouth in the mirror.
It's a lot easier. It seems like every time you got to pronounce, they're just horrible.
Some of them are bad, like Ogagudaville. What? Where are they from? Where are these people?
I've noticed that on every one of those names.
So that's kind of ranking stuff. Now, if you'll know where your team's at, Bama did take over the number 1 spot this week. They have 20 commitments. They got 4 5-star players. Notre Dame.
I can't get over that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but how great is he doing up there?
Notre Dame, I know, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
I got some news about them too. Their athletic director had some words for the media. Notre Dame's 2, Texas is 3.
Sarkeesian.
Coach Day at Ohio State 4, and Kirby, Georgia's at 5. They have 18 commitments, 2 5-star players, and LSU has 20 commitments. Clemson is at 8. Miami Hurricanes is at 9. Coach Rice will be excited about that.
Cristobal's
Miami
doing a good job.
really moved up this week. Really, really moved up. And round out the top 10, you got the Gators. They got 20 commitments.
Napier.
Now, SEC-wise, Tennessee's at 12 with 20. The Hogs is at 14 with 23 commitments. South Carolina's got 17 commitments at number 19. Then you drop way down here. Kentucky, the basketball school, has 15 commitments. We'll get into that in just a second. And 35 is Mississippi State. They've picked up that quarterback. They got 15 commitments. They're ranked down at 35. A&M is at 47. They have
That's just as
9
of right now. Right?
commitments this week. Number 58 is Ole Miss with 9 commitments, and number 64 is Auburn with 7 commitments. So
I look for those 3 to come up. Ole Miss is tearing it up on the transfer portal, right?
yeah, they already got them. They're already there.
Yeah. So you really can't. We're getting to where we can't even go by recruiting anymore. If you've done bad, if
Yeah.
you're not ranked high.
Yeah, because all these kids moving around everywhere.
I don't like that. I think our Tennessee may be coming back just a tad. And let's look for South Carolina to improve, huh?
They
Kentucky
picked some
gets a lot
guys.
of transfers.
Yeah.
And obviously Ole Miss does, and I guess Auburn does too. But, I mean, guys, well, which that's part of the coaching. But, you know, if Auburn don't start getting some players in,
But Mississippi State,
they're going to be tough. Hard to maintain 8-4 and 9-3 records.
that commitment they got, I think yesterday, that quarterback I was saying about earlier,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
good.
Yeah. 2,000,
yeah.
3,000 yards of offense.
His daddy, well, when I found out a little bit later into it, his daddy graduated in Mississippi State.
His daddy did?
Yeah,
Oh,
so he's going to play at Mississippi State, which is fine, and I guess the Pirates going to put him on the ship and let him shoot the cannon or whatever. So
I'm going to get off the Pirate this year. But, I mean, that's what they do.
Chris Parson, 4-star, he's from Tennessee. So how Tennessee, they don't need him, dude. Tennessee's like, well, why didn't Tennessee pass on a hometown? Because they got Nico, and Nico's probably I think he's the best QB in the nation coming out this year.
And Tennessee's offense is going to be unstoppable this year anyway.
Yeah, and next year too. And he plays at Cal Poly, so if you want to see film,
Gosh.
or if you're just riding around the neighborhood and you want to see the best quarterback in the nation play high school football, if you're out there, and we got some people watching from out there somewhere, go out there to Cal Poly and watch Nico play. I ain't going to say his last name.
Out there are ridiculous.
I'm not going to try
not
to say
all
his
of them, but there's some ridiculously good teams out there.
Bryce Young's team, Maitre D.
You're not going to beat them. They never lose. I read somewhere, now, guys, I don't know how big y'all are on stats, but it was some school called Coronado from, I think it was from San Diego. They had 9,100 yards of offense that 1 year.
Amanda's nephew plays at Model.
Who?
Amanda Watley.
Oh, okay.
And
how you doing, Mandy?
Miss Chrysler, that'd be
Charlotte.
Is that the Swiss Army knives?
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about not Chrysler. I'm thinking about Kreider.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about, I can't see. How's it going, gentlemen? Kenneth, what's happening, brother? We appreciate everybody for coming by and hanging out with us tonight. And we got plenty more to do. Dean, tell us about some teams that you're looking forward to maybe be a surprise or.
Well, I've only got 3, and this won't take long. I think y'all will agree, but and I'll back it up with reasons. All right, first is Nebraska. Now, the reason I've got Nebraska is because they did well in the transfer portal, and I'm going to read y'all Nebraska's schedule.
If he don't start winning this year,
He's going to have, well, his back's against the wall. He's got a whole new coaching staff. He fired everybody.
they're going to have to win or he's going to be gone.
All right, here's Nebraska's schedule. Next week, they start out this week with Northwestern. Wait just a second. Okay, I figure that'll be a win. Then they've got North Dakota, Georgia Southern, Oklahoma, Indiana, Rutgers, Purdue, Illinois. Hey, I look for them to maybe be 7-1 or 6-2 after that.
Which would be an improvement.
Yes. Then they've got Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Iowa. It gets a little tougher after that, but I'm looking for Nebraska to go 8-4 and could possibly break into that top 25. Now my next team, and I'm going to tell you why on this too, is Florida State.
Yeah, surely they got to be better. I mean, you get beat by, and I know knock on Jacksonville, it's my alma mater, JSU, but you're just not supposed to lose to a smaller school because of numbers and coaching.
Well, you're right, and I've got they got Duquesne first, and
Who?
they got Duquesne. That's a school up in New
I
York.
thought that was a motorcycle. Well, that's a Ducati.
That's a Ducati. They got LSU. That'd probably be. They might not win that game. Then they got Louisville, Boston College, Wake Forest, who's not going to be as good now.
Their quarterback's gone.
NC State, who everybody says is great. Let's say they lose that one and Clemson. That's 2 losses. Then they got Florida State, Miami, Syracuse, Louisiana University, and Florida. Man, they've got 18 starters back. 18. I think they'll go 8-4 at worst. What do you think?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I'm just getting your opinion.
Yeah.
Who do you think? You think they'll beat Miami?
No.
What about Clemson?
Van Dyke's good. I don't. Clemson's up in there. I don't. That'd be a good game. Ugalele is terrible.
I'm kind of
Sorry.
excited about Wake Forest. You got to give Florida State the edge. Now, what about this Florida State NC State?
Well, they're bringing back so many darn players, and I've done some homework on this Wolfpack. Oh, so I've looked. And they've brought back a lot of starters. That's why the hype is so big on them.
But see, so has FSU, and they have no hype.
But Dan, let me tell you.
I don't understand. And I want to ask you about one more match.
But North Carolina State. So I'm looking into like, well, why are they so? They've got a lot of guys coming back, but so does
Florida State.
Yeah. So
18?
why? Yeah, they were 9-3 last year, 6-2 in the ACC. Why. North Carolina State is 52nd in recruiting, which is better than Auburn or Ole Miss, and they're right there with A&M. But they won't finish much. They won't finish in the top 30 in recruiting. I would think maybe 25. I don't think. So that's why I was like, how are they going to be good? I mean, when have they ever recruited these studs in there?
Who's there? I'll be honest with you.
And we talked about their quarterback.
I don't even know who their coach is.
Yeah, we talked about their quarterback last week, and he does have good numbers. And they're going to bring back a lot of weapons for him on offense.
Best linebackers in the country.
So we'll see how they.
Well, let me ask you about one more Florida State matchup. Early LSU. I think that'll be a good one. LSU's not supposed to be arrived yet.
You would assume Florida State, with all those guys coming back and Coach Kelly being new, you would assume, that Florida State would take that game. And it's at Florida State, right?
It's at LSU.
Oh, no, I'll take LSU then. There's something about that. They got mojo in that place.
No, yeah, it's a hard place to win.
Yeah, you're darn right it is.
Let me see who that. I want to check. I don't want. Guys, we know a lot, but we don't know everything. So I do not know North Carolina State's coach. Jeff Tedford.
Yeah, I don't know him.
All right, and the last
Make
team.
sure you put him on the list. Invite
Jeff
a big party we're gonna have at the end of the year.
We might get him. He might get a call from him here in a minute.
Yes.
And my obvious choice, the number one sleeper in the country this year that will 110% be in the top 25, Fresno State.
The Bulldogs.
Everybody back, went 10-3, Matt. Their toughest games are Oregon State and USC. And I'm excited about that matchup with USC early. But I can figure that they may go 11-1, man.
11-1.
I mean, I'll pick USC to beat them. Would you not pick USC to beat them?
Well, I mean, just as far as caliber athletes, again, you're talking about, things like if Pinson Valley goes and plays Pickens County.
And they do play.
You would assume Pinson would beat Pickens County. Nothing against Pickens because they're good, and they beat us plenty of times.
Yeah, but you're going. And I tell you, it excites me a little bit. And I read a bunch of stuff on that this weekend. Fresno and San Diego State are supposed to be great.
Now, San Diego State. Now you go over on Twitter and you can find us.
We don't know a lot about them. We know about their history. We know who played there.
You can
Falk.
Yes, Marshall Falk.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us on our Twitter spot over there at Big Matt 1977. And we was just talking about helmets. One of the guys over there on Twitter that I follow through the Primetime Sports Network where we cover football there, he has helmets, good helmets and bad helmets. Just, a lot of people like that kind of stuff.
Right.
Have you seen San Diego State's new helmets? Guys, they are something else. Nice.
They really are.
Yeah.
Nice.
They got like a crackle kind of scheme all over it and this Aztec Indian looking, so.
Right. Well, no, they were, I read several stuff and I come up with my own from what the starters coming back in schedules. A lot of people had Nebraska, Florida State, Fresno, but San Diego State was also mentioned. Man, I tried to get South Carolina in, and I couldn't. People just don't act like they've not arrived yet. How do you feel about that?
It's just not time yet.
It's not time yet. So I could not put them in that sleeper. I couldn't put them in that sleeper category.
So Fresno State will be. I think
they're going to be the best. I think they're definitely going to be in the top 25. And guys, there may be one week that San Diego State and Fresno State's the game of the week. It's possible. Fresno's had some good teams before, but I wouldn't think they would ever be in contention for the title. Would you?
I wouldn't think.
I'm not going to say they're going to be in the top 10, maybe top 20. And that's it as far as the sleepers. Fresno, FSU, and Nebraska. Let's watch and see if we're correct on that. And if we're not, they'll just pull us off air, I reckon.
They're done.
We're done.
All right.
I think we'll be correct on it, though. Oh, and I'm sorry, and I'll leave you. I think that we'll see some firings if FSU and Nebraska aren't a lot better. Possibly.
Yeah, and FSU coach ain't been there 2 years.
No, I'm afraid. I mean, if they don't go 8-4, maybe if they go 6-6, I'm afraid we're going to see both of them go.
Coach Frost, the Frost warning is going to be frostbite, and it ain't going to be on his butt because it's hot.
No, man.
There's your hot take for the day.
I think he's a good one.
Yeah.
It's just not worked out so far.
That's
enough.
You got to recruit in that area, and let's just be
It's just
honest.
tough
Coach
area.
Frost is a good guy, played there, big-time football player, but you got to compete in recruiting in that market and where they're at in the Midwest. How are you going to pick guys? How are you going to pick up guys to come from California or from the East Coast out there like in Maryland where they grow these linemen on trees at, or out west where they grow quarterbacks, you just go out and ground them, just pull one right out, but they just grow it.
Unbelievable.
So you got to get those guys, and he's just not been able to do that. So we'll see how
Why
it
they
goes.
got them in the 70s and 80s, well, I don't know. My uncle says they paid them.
Well,
I mean,
they did everybody.
and I'll say that. Me and Frankie were talking about it on the phone one day. I said, well, he's talking about Nebraska. Nobody wants to go there. I said, why did everybody go there in the 70s and 80s? He goes, they paid them.
They just paid them more than.
Of course, Osborne had a bigger name than Frost. No offense against Frost. Osborne was pretty big. But okay.
Yes, talking about your uncles. Let's check this right here on the screen. If you can see that, Coach Cal, he has a little set down here to address his squabble with Mark Stoops, and he kind of goes back and doubles back on his thing. He said, "I said the wrong thing." You can see right here. I said the wrong thing. Mark and I will be fine. He said, we'll get back to talk about it. And I'm not real smart, and sometimes it doesn't just come out the right way. That's my Italian me, but it will be fine.
I really didn't think that he said anything wrong, did you?
It's always been that. Alabama is a football school, and so is Georgia. I mean, they are. No disrespect or football to the football team. I hope they win 10 games and go to some bowls. But at the end of the day, that makes my job easier. It makes the job of all of us easier. But this is a basketball school, and so we need to keep moving in that direction and keep doing what we're doing. Now,
He's basically saying we're a basketball school and we don't even have a good place to practice.
he's trying to sell the idea. I mean, but, you won't.
But, Matt, what is Kentucky? Go up in Kentucky and ask people.
Yeah, I know your people are from
What
there,
they
so
love.
share their thoughts. Have you talked to them about
They
it?
think it's a basketball
That's a
school.
dumb question, based on what they're saying.
Yeah.
And that Coach
What are you
Stoops
talking about? It's definitely a basketball school. We don't care what Stoops. I mean, we're glad their football program's okay and doing a lot better. Come on, man. We've won 8 titles in the last 40, 50 years.
Here's a good point. We can bring this up, and you tell me what you think. Now, they ain't been to the Final Four in 7 years,
In basketball.
and without
Right.
AD, they probably don't win a championship. So, do you think Stoops feels a little aggravated, and he may be getting pressed on because he's not winning these games, and he gets set out last year in the first round by some high school team?
I think that's why. I don't think if things been going better for Kentucky basketball, I don't think Stoops would have took issue with it. If they went to the Final Four last year and the Final 8 the year before, but they haven't gone to the Final Four in 7 years, and like you said, their early exit last year did not go over well.
Do you think he's
I think that may be, and Kentucky football's playing very good,
yeah?
and they have been.
Do you think that he's feeling the heat from his?
Do you think Cal is?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some fans disgruntled with him, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's anywhere close to losing
Because I know,
his job.
this time last year, or so, or maybe back first this year, man, I mean, they were just dragging him to the mud.
Oh,
You-
yeah.
Some of your people were just
He'll need to have a good year.
they're really upset about how the players leaving and coming and going, and now you can pay them legally, so maybe they can keep them because they can pay them legally.
I think their best player this year stayed because he can make $200,000 or $300,000 staying, so there's no need for him to go. But just he started it, but now he can't stop it. The one and dones. I think people are aggravated with that. And I think that's probably, I think Stoops is like, dude, you got this whole state mad at you, so don't be going on. I'm trying to explain where Stoops is coming from. Calipari was right in his comment. It is a basketball.
It's not a false comment, but
the timing.
he shouldn't have said it. And football season starting this week. I
Yeah.
mean, next week, for college and stuff, is going to be starting right up. It's like something like like to walk out in the middle of the desert and somebody goes by and says, "Hey man, it's hot out here in the Sahara." No, yeah, I know. Like the comment about Kentucky being a basketball school,
Right,
we know.
right in the middle of it.
But I think he's probably jockeying for some position because the football team has built a little steam,
And
he's trying to get a new practice facility. But if he was, my point earlier in being, if he was doing well, he wouldn't have to. Well, we are a basketball school. I get no respect around here. No little respect.
maybe it's his timing.
You see what I'm saying?
Stoops is like, you come up with this during
Right
the middle
now.
of basketball, football? Well, I heard a story, and a guy told me he went to a Kentucky football game, and everybody was going crazy during halftime of the game, and they honored the basketball team.
But see, and then you have somebody puts up something funny like Coach Pearl and Harson. They got a picture up them doing their glamour shots together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're big buddies, right?
Yes, so
are these two. So are Stoops and Calipari.
Well, are they?
I've been under the impression.
I mean, if somebody kind of backdoors you, feel like you're doing something, and then somebody tries to kind of do the same, and then kind of backdoor you. Well, maybe our relationship ain't what I thought it was, and that's okay because we're gonna keep being us.
I don't think that I think it come out wrong. I don't think he meant for it to be a big deal.
Yeah, and he went back and apologized.
Yeah, I think he likes Stoops.
They're a basketball school. I mean, what else we gonna say?
I mean, they really are.
When football starts getting in the playoffs or being ranked number 8 or better for years and years and years, then we could have a conversation about it. But I really like Coach Stoops and what he's done up there.
Oh, he does.
Fantastic job. They're playing right here. They're down just a few points playing Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean,
Good
I
job.
don't know why they're playing this early, but
We got to get off here and watch this game.
hey, I did not realize this was that great of a game.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But basically, you go up in the hills of Kentucky and ask the people what they like better, and 90% of them are going to say basketball.
Yeah. So
And that's where they get their joy.
Coach Cal backs down on the comment, says, maybe I just, that's Italian in me. And I just got a little hot.
He probably likes
Eat a
it.
little meatball sub, and I got a little sweaty and said a few too many things. So anyway, check on that topic, Dean. Next topic, Gundy out at Oklahoma. We talked about that a little bit. We'll spend just about 30 seconds on this. I think it's ridiculous.
I thought it
It's completely taken out of context, and I'm only saying that because I want to go back and do some evidence and digging and diving into it before I say anything about it. So I went to the sources of the players on Twitter. The players are saying this is stupid. We love this guy. We knew exactly what he meant when he said we was having fun, and it's just
even the guys that play
yes. They said this is crazy. They feel like it's an overreach because
now? I don't think Venables likes it.
you got a new coach. Coach Venables is there, and
He's the only threat to him.
yes, and the only thing, like when they were at Clemson, some stuff like that went down, and Dabo didn't have to. They didn't let the guy go. Maybe Venables thought they should have. So I think this is just a move to be an arm wrestling thing for Venables to show I'm the head coach.
You're not.
You're not.
They may have had some butted heads.
Yep.
Well,
But when I wasn't going to say nothing about it, but when the players on Twitter, you can go find it. I shared it back a week ago. Said, and it was a letter. I'll sum it up in a few words. The kids just basically said, we knew exactly what he meant. We
he
do
read
this.
it off the thing.
Yeah, we do this a lot. We were doing it too, and we were just. It just got completely took out of context.
Well, yeah, and then Venables comes on there and says, well, he said it multiple times. Then the daughter come on there and says, he went and told the players not to discuss this with anybody. So it was Venables just didn't want him.
I think that's what
They
it is.
turned it into a race thing,
which
it's
is
not.
easy for them to fire him on.
So we can thank Venables if he started some racial problems. I don't like him anyway.
I hadn't really never
I mean, I think he's a mean person.
easy. So I don't-
Yeah, I mean, he's a college defensive coordinator. He's probably been made that way. But I've heard he's very, very mean. And obviously, I think Oklahoma will be. I don't want to say I don't like him. I've heard that he's just a mean person.
Hard to get along with.
And I expect Oklahoma to be very good under him too.
Yeah, they will. Next topic, the AD at Notre Dame. Swarbrick says, our independence is more valuable right now than it ever has been.
I don't understand that.
They don't have to sell themselves. They don't have to do. That's what I said this a month ago. But they got to pick a conference just right now this season, Matt. They can't wait around.
It's not true, is it?
Guys, I'm not going to get all religious on you, but if you just would like some fun facts, the Catholic Church owns more property in the world. I said world. Than anybody. They own property all over the planet. The Catholic Church. Okay? That's not an opinion or something I'm making up. So, and if you don't understand what I mean by that, then I'm sorry you missed it must have went over your head, but they have a lot of money. Okay? They're not hurting for money. They can pump that school and do whatever they want. Now, the problem could be, well, if they're not in a conference, then how are they going to make it in the play? Just win, baby.
What you're saying is, if they win, they'll put them in.
They're not going to put them out. They're not.
No matter if they're in a conference.
If
they made a stipulation, one you got to be a conference winner, they'll get in then, won't they?
I don't know that they will. I think they got enough control that they can control not having to be in a conference and telling them, don't make us be in a conference. You don't want to do that because you don't want Notre Dame to go away from college football.
Oh,
because
so you think it'll be one of them.
The NCAA is going away.
You better win the conference, but we'll take one at large, and which will be Notre Dame
yes.
if they have a good year.
I'm not a Notre Dame fan at all, but let me tell you something. Notre Dame is part of college football, whether you like it or not. The little lucky Irishman and the Clover, it's a huge part of college football.
They have maybe one of the best traditions there is, one of them.
Absolutely. You're not going to keep Notre Dame out of college football. And like Coach O'Brien said on the show, he differed opinion a little bit, but we both agreed that the NCAA is going away, and that's going to split. And when it does, who's going to say, well, Alabama and Ohio State, Alabama's making a conference, Ohio State's making a conference, Clemson's making one, and Oklahoma's making one, and they're going to say, well, Notre Dame, you can't get in unless you join one of our clubhouses. They're not going to do that because they make TV money. They make, and that's what it's about. It's money. That's why USC and UCLA come out here because they're making, instead of $80 million a year, they're going to make $120 million. So
I'm still anxious to see how that's going to work.
Their dependence is more valuable now. That's what he said, and I agree. I mean, he can't lie. He's a priest, right? He can't tell.
Well, they can.
He can't tell a lie. QB camps battling still out. Notre Dame names Tyler Bircher at 2 quarterback, so that's big news coming right out of there from Notre Dame. Michigan's McNamara versus 5-star J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, McNamara. I just figured McNamara would be their quarterback.
Well, you go check the J.J.
Wow.
Go check J.J. out, and you can watch some of his tape. I caught a year his.
He's pretty good.
Yes, really good. Cincinnati. I mean, after they lose the quarterback, I mean,
Ritter, yeah.
There's a problem up there.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really understand why they had them ranked so high.
Bryant and Prater, they're still, as of last week, they were still battling for the number 1 spot. A&M has a kid, Hayes King, LSU transfer. Max Johnson, R. Connor Wagan, a 5-star from Cypress, Texas.
So we don't have a Texas A&M. They got them number 7, and we don't even know who their quarterback is.
From being at practice, from what I listen to on 24/7, and that's who I watched for recruiting and that kind of news, is the guys that cover practice out there. Please come on and share, guys from A&M. We have Primetime Sports Network A&M guys. Yeah, they're watching. They're not sure. I mean, you kind of just assume it's going to be Max Johnson, but they got this kid, this kid from LSU.
Hayes King. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going to happen.
Good, huh?
Now Texas, we assume Quentin Ewers.
I would think.
I mean, this guy come down from Ohio State, and he didn't come down to not play, right?
No.
Well, Hudson Card is on campus. Go look him up, type him in right there in front of you, and you can look at Hudson Card and check him out. And we'll just do that.
Well, who is, which you don't have Auburn listed on here, do you? Is Calzada or Finley going to be their quarterback?
Well, I think
heard?
I read something today that I think Calzada would be.
Okay. Well, I knew Finley had a little trouble with the law, but I don't think that ended up being a huge deal. But I think Calzada's better than Finley, don't you? Personally,
Yes.
yes.
I
You
think
wasn't a big Finley. Finley filled in admirably, but I didn't think he was that great.
Yeah, I mean, he did okay. He done what he was supposed to
Yeah.
do. He won some games that
I
mean, they almost beat
Mix was better.
Alabama and won that game.
Yeah, yeah, and he was hurt. I mean, he played hurt.
Yeah. Let's take a look here.
You would just think
I'll share this with you guys.
Ewers would be their quarterback.
Show what we're looking at right here. I mean, with Ewers coming down all the way and making that big deal, you'd kind of assume that would be the thing. So there's
Nobody's going to play over Stroud, though, are they?
6'2", 200 pounds from Lake Travis High School, sophomore, business management degree. Yeah, you can go in there and read some of his stuff all you want to. Played 51, 83 passes, 64%.
Let's see what he did in high school.
High school, where is high school? All-American 2 times, a 2-time All-American honoree.
Wow.
2020 Under Armour game. He was ranked nationally number 3 dual threat quarterback. He was number 11 overall. Earned honorable mentions for 6A academic All-State honors in 2019.
2,300 yards.
6A Division I semifinals in 2019. Texas 2019 top 300 by the Davis Campbell Texas football. That's big.
So this guy's a stud.
Yeah.
Where's Ewers from? Texas?
Yeah, I don't know. He was at Ohio State. I don't know his background.
I don't know.
His personal
I
background.
just know he's supposed to be good.
So this Hudson Card, there you go, Texas Longhorns.
So, possibility he may be the Texas.
There may be some battling on campus still, guys.
That's
yeah.
interesting.
Okay, we went through all of that stuff.
I did not know that.
Week 0, Dean. What about this game? Tell us about who's going to win. I mean, who wants to win that game?
All right, Vandy over Hawaii, or at Hawaii.
Yeah.
They're a 7-point favorite. Where's it at?
I think it's in Hawaii.
I'm going to go with Vandy.
Okay.
I'm
Now-
gonna go.
Now, the next game, what do you think about it?
That's a long travel. They're not taking a bus there, guys. They're playing in Ireland.
Yeah.
Nebraska and Northwestern are playing in
They're
Ireland.
going to be there 3 or 4 days ahead of time.
Yes. They're not going to pull up that day.
Yeah, and they'll probably enjoy some food and some, I like that. That's going to be a good game. Nebraska is favored by 10. They're calling 50 on the over-under, so I guess they think it's going to be a 3 touchdowns apiece kind of game or something
Yeah,
like that.
30 to 20, something like that.
Yeah.
I think Nebraska wins that. I did not know till yesterday it was in Ireland.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
it is interesting. It's going to be in Dublin. What about that, guys?
That's the 2 biggest games. There's a bunch of games next week, but that would be considered
Coach
the 2
Short.
biggest.
The need to all have each other's backs. I guess it's talking about.
Oh, he's talking about Stoops.
Yeah. Just what you want. I mean, that just
Is Florida now? That's a good question. Is Florida a basketball or football school? I think Florida can be considered both. I don't know if you could, because they've done great in both. But probably more of a football school. I don't know. They won back-to-back championships.
I know. When you first think about it, before we get into and we're going to talk about this stuff, some preview stuff here, so that's
Is
a
that
good question.
Joke? That's a pretty good one, Aaron.
Yes, that's Aaron.
Oh.
Up there from, I think it's the Valley Head,
He said,
our Valley Head reporter.
rebuilding year for Bama. They will be a surprise.
They're going to surprise everybody this year.
If they go 10-2, they will.
Yeah, is Florida basketball or
That's a good question.
Coach Short? Thank you for coming by. We appreciate you. Yes. When you say it, my first thought, and sometimes you just go with your gut. I say football.
They're the only school I know of that might go in that category where you don't know. Because they're great in football and they're great in basketball.
Let's think about in the last couple of years. In the last 5 years, their basketball's probably been better than the football, right?
Probably in the last 5.
Now, but there was a time, like you was talking about,
Oh, yeah, no way.
they won back-to-back years, and the girls were good too those years, remember? The girls' basketball was good too.
I can't put another team. Let me think. They may be the only team you can put in that category where you can't call it either one.
For those times of years, yeah, you'd be right. Coach Short, that's a
Michigan State. I mean, they're
Michigan,
usually good in football. And
when the Fab
basketball.
Five was at Michigan. Now
Yeah.
their football team probably.
Their football team's they're more of a football school, I would
But
think.
they were known at the time. You may think that'd be a good question, but now, Eh.
I don't know. That's a good one. They may be the only team that you can't call either one of them. I mean, really.
Yeah.
What's Syracuse? It's a basketball school. What's
Yeah, Kennesaw State is,
football?
I
Yeah.
mean, they're going to play football.
What would Georgetown be? Obviously basketball, which I don't even think they have football.
Let's see.
Then, but
Florida
that's a good question.
is, I'm going to say
Kenny Aiken, how you doing, Kenny?
60%.
60 football.
I say
Florida.
60% football. That's just
I would say they're the best at
splitting it, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, there's talent down
Him or
there.
UCLA, maybe. But
Yeah.
UCLA's kind of gone downhill in football.
Well, but everybody has out there because they ain't even played football.
Right.
They ain't even closing the whole country down. That's why people's leaving from out there.
See, USC, I mean, they're okay. They've just gotten to where they're very good in basketball. That's a great question. I don't know. There's not a lot of schools really good at both. You can't. I mean, Alabama's obviously a football school. Auburn's been better in basketball lately.
Yep.
But I still think it's a football school.
I still think of Auburn as a football school.
I don't know about Tennessee. They may be close on that list. I mean, they've had good basketball, and they've also had great football when Fulmer was there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably still football, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
North Carolina's obviously basketball. Duke.
Yeah. Man, their Cutcliffe was out there, and I mean, their football wasn't bad, but, yeah, it is what it is. SEC East, speaking of Kentucky,
Yeah. When
they're going to play Miami the 3rd.
let me get these, I can't see nothing.
They're going to play Miami the 3rd. Let's see if I can find
I
out.
think they win that. And I like that Mizzou Louisiana Tech game.
I can't. Well, now you can't. If you do that,
Oh, sorry.
they can't hear you.
Missouri and Louisiana Tech, September 1st. I like that.
They don't bang on the table.
Oh,
now.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm killing you. They can hear everything you're doing. They can hear in that mic.
Okay, you got South Carolina and Georgia State. And then,
These games are boring. I'm just gonna say it. Look, if we go to this darn 12-team playoff, this is gonna go away. Now,
right.
it's gonna hurt Georgia State. It's gonna hurt Ball because where are they gonna get money? I mean,
Exactly.
their track team may need new hurdles, or what if their track needs repairs, or where are they gonna get money? So I'm not gonna get into that because I'll get fired up about it. But it makes better games. But where are they going? So these schools just going to close?
Do you not think Louisiana Tech could beat Missouri, though?
Yeah.
And now, we know, I don't think Georgia State will beat South Carolina.
It's possible. Now, they play September the 1st, Thursday at 7.
Yeah.
The South Carolina will host Georgia State Panthers the 3rd at 6:30. Tennessee hosts Ball State, boring, on the 1st at 6. Florida hosts Utah. We've talked
Not
about this
boring.
game. That'll be a good game at 6 o'clock on September 1st. Georgia hosts Oregon. I got some notes about that. On the 3rd at 2:30, Chick-fil-A kickoff.
man, that's
Be
great.
Chick-fil-A sandwiches for everybody. Go by Todd's house. Just pull up in the drive, beep the horn. Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it.
We got it. First round players, Dan Lanning at Oregon. They got a lot of positivity things going on there. How we feel about that game. Now, Georgia, however, they were 5 first round picks, and they were second in the FBS in most players taken in the draft.
Wow.
New coach at Oregon. A lot of players left the team. Ducks on the pond. Sophomore linebacker Noah Sewell, 6'3", 250, 48 tackles. This is some players at Oregon to give you an idea of who Georgia's going to be playing against.
Really good.
Blaine Crane on Crane and Company. Shout out to Blaine Mustache. Go over there and follow his mustache on Twitter. It's pretty funny. He's just went out right there on the edge, and he just said,
Oregon beats Georgia?
yeah.
Oh, crap.
You don't
Where's
think,
it at?
You don't think so? It's
No.
it's Chick-fil-A game.
Oh, so it's obviously in the dome.
Yeah.
Not the dome, but the...
Yeah.
No way.
No chance.
No. I'm going to go 10 points. I don't think it'll be a blowout.
I don't either.
No way.
Here's some case for Oregon. I'm trying to lay this out. Trying to give Blaine some backup here. So Blaine, you can hit me on some little love here on this. Justin Flower, freshman, 6'3", 246. TJ Bass, a senior offensive guard, 6'5", 318. Alex Forsyth, center, senior, 6'3", 303. Third season playing there. Brandon Dorless, a defender, junior, 6'3", 204. First team All Pac-12. He's a machine. Brandon Cardwell, running back, sophomore, 6 foot, 210, 7-yard an average on the carry. And, of course,
Bo Nix.
7,200 passing, 40 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 900 rushing. Next week we'll do the SEC West breakdown and do some Bama.
So, Nick's got 8,100 yards and 40 touchdowns and 16 interceptions.
He's got to play a
and
team.
The fans freaking hate him.
Yeah, don't get me on that again. They're going to miss him because when
8,100 yards.
Oregon could beat out. You think Oregon beats Auburn? They play neutral site.
Mm-hmm.
Say if they met and played at Kansas State Stadium.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I agree.
I don't think they blow them out.
No, but yeah, it ain't going to be 51.
Either way,
it ain't going to be how Auburn beat Missouri.
No.
That's SEC.
No, it could go either way.
Can beat the brakes off them guys. They tapped out about halftime.
Oh, you talking about in the SEC
Yeah,
championship?
God, it's bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
But Georgia, I'm not saying that Oregon's going to beat Georgia. However, I'm going to go through this again. 5 first-round picks are gone. Second most lost in the whole College of Nations of all 100 and whatever teams.
131. Yeah.
Georgia lost more than anybody.
Which just don't matter, but you know who lost the most?
No.
Oh, okay.
Probably
I'm curious.
one of them small schools, I would assume. Had a big graduating class.
Even though that's the case,
and Oregon's bringing back a experienced
quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. Georgia's bringing back a national champion quarterback. Don't get the pitchforks out. I'll get staged, man. Them Stetson Bennett lovers. He's a gunslinger.
He's a good quarterback.
He's not a gunslinger, and I'll stand on that till the day I die, and you're a fool if you think Stetson Bennett's a gunslinger. Get out of here with that. That's ridiculous. He's not a gunslinger. He's good.
Where that came from. He's a good quarterback.
Their defense was great, and he did what he had to do his job, and they won the game. They got the trophy, smoked cigars. Good. Georgia won. I'm glad for Coach Smart.
I'm going to go Georgia 27-21.
Whoa, wait a minute now. Hey, whoa.
We ain't got to get into picking the scores yet.
27-21.
They're going to be a
Georgia.
10-point favorite, are they not? Or 7?
Georgia.
Yeah, I'll pick Georgia. What you think?
I
just don't
man.
think Oregon beats them. No way.
I wouldn't think so either. Man, they lost a lot of play, but they've recruited well over the past several years
The
too.
players they've got are great.
They
they
are.
got Nolan Smith back. They got that defensive back. They got Bennett back. They got all those tight ends. You know, and they can split them out and throw to them. I mean,
So you think it's be pretty close? I'll do
yeah, because of Georgia's lack of experience.
I'll do a 31-21 Georgia.
I thought about that, and then I've changed my mind since you told me about Auburn.
They lost so many, man, and Oregon's got a lot of people back, and Bo Nix can throw the darn football around, Dean.
I don't think he's bad.
I don't either.
Auburn didn't lose a game after he went out last year. Not a game.
But next
Didn't
week
win a game.
we'll do SEC. We'll do SEC East next year.
Oh, what about
No,
this?
we did the
gotta
East.
Talk about this.
We did the East. We did Kentucky and all
Yeah,
them.
we
And
gotta
so
talk
next
about
year
that.
we'll do the West, Florida and Utah.
I think Utah comes out on top.
Yeah,
I don't think Florida's ready yet. From what I've read, it's not going to be Florida's. They'll be okay, but they're not completely ready yet.
Georgia big behind the gunslinger Stetson Bennett. Just stop that. Just get out of here with
Just
that.
messing
I
with
know. He was on the other night with Eric
So he heard all of
when
it.
me and Benton was on talking about it. I got just ridiculed on Twitter because I said Stetson Bennett's good, defense was better. End quote. I got ravaged.
Guys,
I got direct message from 20-some
that should not be a point of contention.
dog pound. Some picture of some guy with a collar on. Like, you're crazy. Stetson Bennett's a gunslinger.
And they were not playing. They were
So
not.
A.J. McCarron was a gunslinger. He throwed for, how many, 7,000 yards?
He did very well, yeah.
Stetson Bennett's not a gunslinger.
Well, I mean, the fans wanted him gone there.
They didn't even like him, and now he's great. Oh, he's good. He's a gunslinger. You didn't even like. I guarantee you go to that guy's Twitter feed. Week 3, he was the one out there probably with a noose hung out on the tree somewhere. Hang Stetson Bennett. He's an idiot.
Yeah, I love the way they call some kid that has to play against a defense, an idiot. I'm not big on calling players idiots when they screw up. I mean, if they run down there and throw the ball up in the stands at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that would be bad.
But, come on, because he fumbles?
No.
You moron, you stupid. I mean, come on, man. He got nailed.
They ain't nothing they can do about it. Half that stuff is, they're not doing that stuff on purpose.
No.
Why would they?
So, what are you thinking of Utah early on, right now? And we can change our mind.
Ain't nobody who's going to beat them.
You don't think Florida will beat them?
No.
Do you think it'll be a good game?
Yeah, because it's at the Swamp.
Okay. That'd be the only reason.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I really like Cam Rising. I did a spot on him, last week.
Mm-hmm.
I like this kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's... No. I just don't see him having a hard time. A very hard time. I don't think it'll be easy for Utah, but I just do not see Florida just destroying them. But I think that's good of Napier for them to be playing them in the first game.
I'm looking for the schedule here, so I'll pull this up and we'll let everybody. We like to share, guys. We're not stingy about our information. We let you know what I'm doing. I'm plugging away on the computer here, trying to make it an interesting show, give you guys something to talk about. Pac-12. Is that it there? Yes, that's it. Yeah, so you can see right there the schedule on your screen. I know there's a bunch of dumb ads over here, but right here, September 3rd, of course, that Florida's game we're talking about. So we can make a look at this and see. I think they beat Florida. They don't play USC. I don't know why. Not unless Coach Riley can, just really get something together. And if Williams just has a good game and they
Because they play that third game, San Diego State. We got to pick them to get upset somewhere.
Well, it'd be USC because they beat them last year.
I think they lose 2. I think they go 10-2. But I don't know who the other one is.
Oregon, Colorado, Arizona.
You got to figure that these teams are going to get upset. Most of them. There's very few teams that don't get upset.
With what they got coming back, I like.
You like them to go 10-2, 11-1?
11-1, 10-2. Yeah, I'm good with that.
And Florida could get them, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I agree.
I would not bet.
Coaches now, talking about Coach Riley. USC Riley host Rice on the 3rd at 5 o'clock. Then they'll be to Stanford on the 10th to play at 6:30. These are just some new coaches in their first games. We think, of course, they're going to win these games, but
They also won't look good.
Here's a question for the audience, guys. We still got a lot of people on here. Who, out of the new coaches, who really needs to win that? Make sure that they're winning their first games. I mean, it's just if they don't win that first game, they're fired. Who? Coach Riley plays. They're going to host Rice, and then they play Stanford.
That would be tough for him to lose that.
Cristobal, he has had a good off season. He's got the sauce down there. They signed some more kids this week, but did he add too much garlic to the sauce? And has he spoiled the sauce? I don't know. They're going to open with Bethune-Cookman, which they play the 3rd at 2:30.
That would be the biggest upset.
It would be
in NCAA history.
Miami also has Southern Miss the 10th and the 17th at A&M. So mark that one on your calendars. The Hurricanes will be at
Texas A&M?
Yes.
Wow.
They'll be at
that is a great matchup.
The 12th man.
Wow. I'm going to have to put my glasses back on now.
Let's see.
Because you got some good stuff here.
A&M 2022 football schedule. What day did I say that on? Yeah, right there, the 17th.
Wow. I did not know that. They go to A&M.
Yep, it's at A&M. So it's just...
That's a very big test. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami come out on top in that one from what I'm hearing about Miami. And I do think Texas A&M is overranked.
Let's look at that.
I'm sorry, I just am. I just think
you think? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. They better win some darn football games this year. You can't go up there and beat Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go beat Alabama. We're looking at A&M's schedule right now. You don't go beat Alabama and then lose some more games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they didn't do well last year
No.
after they beat Alabama.
No.
I always thought that was so weird.
So they play Miami the 17th. That's at be at 7 o'clock.
And
You
they
can
turn
buy
around and
tickets.
play Arkansas.
So A&M's got Miami, which is going to be good, Arkansas, and then Mississippi State, then Alabama, then South Carolina, then Ole Miss, then Florida, then Auburn.
They've got an awful schedule. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they went 7-5.
Take a look at that little spot they're going to run right there. After you play Sam Houston Appalachian, you better buckle your chin straps because the first game that Jimbo Fisher's going to get smack laid down to him is going to maybe the Cristobal train is going to roll into College Station
We'll find out a lot that day.
at Kyle Field. Let's see how much tickets are. Let's just get some tickets right now.
We get them give to us.
I got a business credit card. Got about $1 million on it because we do so much.
We got that. We can just go in. They'll let us in. We covering that.
Man, Todd Shaw. Oh yeah, I know those guys. Todd Shaw.
Yeah, we've heard a lot about you.
Let's see here. Tickets.
Sandrock?
Purchase by price. Well, individuals up to only $90 to start. There you go. Okay,
All right, we're in.
we can do that.
We'll tailgate out there that whole week. Can we do that?
Yeah, I'm down. Coach Napier at Florida. He's going to have Kelly at LSU. Was going to host Florida State. You talked about that game.
Yeah, I think that's a good, interesting matchup.
4th, 6:30. Coach Freeman, Notre Dame at Ohio State the 3rd. This is the way to walk out there and just go.
What a way to start
First
your
one
career.
out of the dugout. Just watch this, guys. Just keep your hands back. Yeah.
First game.
He better-
Hey, who you playing your first game?
Does
Ohio
guys?
School Reformatory? No,
does-
Ohio State.
Does Freeman need to win that game?
No. I mean, it'd help, but how can
They're not going to just want to put him on the pole. You know how they used to put him on a grease pole and tote him out on their shoulder.
No.
Back in the 20s. I don't think that's a do or die type. They're not going to fire him if he lost to Ohio
I mean,
State.
you're not giving the guy a chance.
Another opening game, a lackluster day on the 3rd at 2:30 will be Oklahoma. Will open with UTEP. They'll win that game by 40 and put in the second string pretty quick.
Yes, UTEP is a very
Dang Lanning, the
Not very
Ducks
good.
will be the Chick-fil-A Bowl at playing
picking Georgia.
Georgia. Dang Lanning's going to go down there and give Kirby Smart all he wants to for a little while.
I think so too.
For a little while.
I don't think that will be a bad game.
Them old dirty South guys, I'm telling you, I talked to a guy from up in New York that had passed by on our YouTube channel. That's just the players are just down here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is. I mean, you can't be. I'm not being mean or trying to be hateful, but
I'm not trying to be mean either, but I don't think that'll be a great game.
Notre Dame, Ohio State.
No.
I don't either. I'm just going to tell you, Ohio State beats them by 20.
I wouldn't be shocked. A lot of times, great games aren't great, but
Now-
we don't know that until
You got
play
any?
them.
Does anybody have suggestions for the Pac-12? We know what's went on out there.
No, I don't. I mean, they need to
Seems they're
maybe
not
join
wanted.
the Big 12.
I guess. I mean, they're not wanted. Politics has just consumed the state. Homelessness, disease has run rampant. The college football teams have not had really any winning seasons. Not now as much, but as of the past years, the players are running out of there and trying to get over here to play at Georgia and Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
They just have no value to the whole Pac-12 except for USC and UCLA, I guess, because they're the little brother
Oregon
kind of.
does pretty good.
They're like the little brother tagging along that's wrapped up in a Christmas story with the big clothes on. You know, so that's UCLA. So, suggestion for Pac-12 problems is the question.
I would say join them up with the Big 12.
You're not going to get rid of your governor. That's obvious. He's probably going to try to run for president, which is not going to amount to anything.
Newsom.
Yeah. So you're not going to you're going to have a governor that's not favorable towards doing anything except what he's told to do by the masses in Washington. So, if there's another shutdown comes, shut it down.
We ain't playing no ball.
And everybody has to wear a mask except me when I'm in. I can do what I want to, but everybody else, So the defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs are part of the best conference going in college football. There's no doubt about that. So the question of the day is what our whole thumbnail was about. Dean, is there anybody? Please, somebody. There's people on here watching. Guys, don't get off yet. Question: Who can
Hold on.
knock off the SEC for
Sorry.
what team?
Had to get your papers there.
Oh, for title.
I only know of one team,
Who can knock off the SEC? Anybody?
Ohio State. That'd be the only one.
And I don't mean just beating them once. Methodically, how the SEC has.
Maybe the big ACC now with Clemson, Miami coming on in the recruiting game, possibly,
I mean,
and just Ohio State out of the Big Ten. So I can't say that the.
Is there some conference that can take over?
Possibly the ACC, maybe. I doubtful. It's not the Pac-12. It's not the Big 12. It's only Ohio State and the Big Ten.
I tell you what, as long as the top nations recruits, when you go down that list, I just went through some. As long as they're from the tips of Florida to the edges of Tennessee, where that quarterback come out that's going Mississippi State to the Carolinas and Louisiana, high school football players are just good in those areas. Would that be a correct assumption?
So they start going to these other schools.
So,
And they might, but I don't think we'll see it anytime soon. So I guess the answer to the question is no, not right now.
I don't know if I see it in any type of foreseeable future.
No, it's just like the ACC in basketball, SEC's never going to be the best conference in basketball. We thought it was last year, and it wasn't. None of them did good in the tournament but Arkansas. It's just not going to happen.
And they did good in their overseas too, by the way.
Who? Arkansas did.
Yeah. They're going to have a pretty good team this year.
It's just not going to happen. ACC is going to be the best conference, more than likely, or the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Every year. And likewise with football, it's more than likely going to be the SEC. Now, ACC may challenge a little bit if Clemson and Miami come on, and Ohio State may, Oklahoma every now and then. But, I don't think Iowa, Nebraska, Michigan, they had a good team last year, but that was not even a good game with Georgia.
Yeah, and that was just they're not going to play in the playoffs again this year.
No way.
They caught Ohio State down a little bit, and they're not going to be down this year. Ohio State.
I don't know. I just don't see a lot of teams coming on. Who knows? With Freeman doing this recruiting, Notre Dame could be back, But
they look good in there. They were. What number was they? 2?
We've had 2 schools win the national championship since 2000.
Yeah, they're number 2 in recruiting.
Yeah.
Texas
is coming up.
They got 20-something commitments. I think Notre Dame maybe had 2 or 3 5-stars. Bama's got 4 or 5 stars.
Yeah, Texas number 3. So you got, which Ohio State's not going anywhere.
And people ask us on the street all the time. They just come up to us and say, Matt and Todd, how are you cultured son of a gun? Just so good at picking these darn games. Go to 24/7, go see who's recruiting, and go look at those kids, and go look where they're from. Find these kids I've just named off right here. Go find Richard Young, running back, Alabama. Find him. See where he played high school at, and go to there and look at how he played, and then study 2 or 3 of his opponents and see if their seasons were also fairly decent. And they're going to play in the SEC. So I don't see nobody taking the stool out from under the SEC and just decrowning them as being the new conference that's going to run college football. It's not going to be anybody any different anytime soon. Now, is Ohio State going to win it this year? Maybe. There's a shot.
Possibly.
I like C.J. Stroud. I think he probably wins the Heisman and loses in the title game. That's just me rubbing my Johnny Carson. Swami says Bama by 16.
That was some really word, too, didn't it?
Yeah.
No Swami.
No Swami. You young guys wouldn't know, but all you people that are 45 or more that sit up late at night waiting for MASH to go off so you can watch Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson is great. MASH. Everybody's like, hurry up and go off. Did you like MASH?
No.
Hawkeye was great.
Benson.
Yeah.
Remember that show?
Yeah.
Benson?
Robert Guillaume.
Great actor. Look that show up. What else you got, Dean?
No, that's it, pretty much.
Okay.
No, and of course we got the high school games coming up. We still got 3 weeks before there are some games August 27th, but I don't think nobody's going to be having cookouts and hanging out with a bunch of people on the first week of college football. But the second,
yeah, I know that first week's not good at all. But we'll
week
be
0.
we'll be over at Spring Garden Thursday night.
Cedar Bluff Friday.
Cedar Bluff Friday night. They'll both kick off. Howard Field and LD Bruce Field. That's where we'll be, and signatures will be, I'll do 35 cents. Dean's will be a quarter.
That's his name. It's longer. Who's going to finance
Oh,
the trip?
dang good show, man.
Yeah, I had a good time.
We had a lot of good stuff to cover. We got
Hour and a
recruiting
half. That's about what we usually
stuff
do.
in, hurt players, and Dean broke down some teams that may come up and snap you in the butt. And
I didn't
surprise
say they'd win it now, guys. Don't get out here. If
Dean-
Fresno's going to win it, you idiots.
you. Fresno State, 1,000,000 to 1 odds. If I bet $1, I could win $1 million. Dean said so.
That might be. $1 to win $1 million.
But
It cost you $500 to sign up.
But I would bet that they'll be in the top 25 at the
Yes,
season.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fresno, Florida State, and Nebraska. I expect those three to sometime jump in there, and I think some of the teams. I don't think Cincinnati will be there.
Yeah, they're battling over quarterback.
They say Houston's for real. I read up a lot on Houston this week.
What do you think?
I mean,
They're going to be ranked in the top 15.
Yeah.
They're not going to bust a playoff door though.
No. But them being in the top 25 is not a. No, they playing this too.
Man, we got to get off. Alabama's playing right now.
A chain. There's your best back.
Yeah,
I think
like
he's
him.
the best back in the conference.
I like the Johnson kid and Robinson at Texas.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be the best.
And then the Henderson guy at Ohio State, right?
Oh,
Bijan, is that
And
right?
of course, Bigsby. They're the top 4 backs.
Bigsby
right?
don't get enough love, yeah. But
Well, Bigsby don't go out of bounds. They probably beat Bama. Which he didn't. He did go out of bounds.
yeah.
And some people would say that's luck, but that happened. You can't take it away.
In conglomeration, guys, with, let me throw that picture up there. Primetime Sports Network, we appreciate everybody for coming by today. We had a good show, and we love you. We appreciate you, and we'll see y'all all Jason Howard Field Thursday.
Thursday we'll be back on our first player of the week.
First player of the week. Who's going to be the first one to? We'll do Taco Bell. Who wants to win a Buffalo Wild Wings? Week 1.
All right, guys. When whoever guesses gets to go with them. No, we can't do that.
No,
we don't know. You don't know. I'm going on and telling you ahead of time. That's not predetermined who's going to get player of the week.
No, we don't know till usually Sunday.
And usually better have a pretty good game.
Yeah,
I don't know if we've ever had anybody that got it without putting up some pretty good numbers.
and it's going to be, of course, a team that's playing usually somebody in their region that's also, a pretty good team.
Yeah. And, there's sometimes obvious. If, we go over there and some kid rushes for 500 yards, he's probably going to get it.
Yep.
But Cooper Austin was our player of the year last year.
Yeah.
And but I think we spread it around to 10 or 11 different guys, didn't we?
Yep. Yeah, he won it during the year one game and then won it at the end. So, good show, Dean.
Yes, sir.
We'll catch you guys through the week. So, as usual, y'all keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God, and we'll catch you guys Thursday night at Jason Howard Field, and then at LD Bruce Field on Friday night. Can't wait.
Yep, 2 games in a row.
Y'all have a good week. Peace.